Hello everyone, so today I'm here in another Haruki Murakami sweatshirt, which can only mean one thing. I'm here to do another Murakami video. So this was requested by one of my friends on here. I love her. She has the best ideas, and she told me to do a Murakami tier ranking. So to kick off the Murakami marathon, which is happening this week as I'm posting this video, it is a Monday of the readathon, and the readathon goes from Sunday to Saturday. So you can still join if you want to. But yeah, so today I'm going to be tier ranking Murakami books. Not gonna lie, I don't understand the tier ranking. Sorry, there's cat hair just flying. I don't understand the tier ranking craze. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't care. But this one I was just like, yes. This one is a good one. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. I hope you guys all enjoy, and definitely tell me down in the comments below what your tier ranking would be for the Murakami books. I will try to remember to leave the link to this actual tier ranker in the description. If I forget, yell at me. But yeah, I'm super excited. So let's just get on into it. So yeah, I have my laptop here. Look at all those pretty stickers. But yeah, I'm gonna adjust my camera slightly because I will probably just be staring downwards half of the time. So yeah, anyways, let's get into this. Alright, so all of the tier rankers that I could find did not include his short story collections, so these are just the novels. So I apologize, but I also don't really like short story collections, so they all probably would have been in like D. But yeah, if you don't know how this works, it goes from S to D, because S is like superior. I don't actually know what it stands for, but you know, S is the best. S is like absolutely top tier, fucking amazing. And then A, B, C, D is pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, let's just get on into this. I'm just gonna go in the order that they appear like on the screen. So yeah, the first one is 1Q84. Yeah, I'm not gonna actually try to do these just in order of my favorites. I'm gonna try to do them pretty objectively. So 1Q84 objectively is S tier. Like, who else could have created 1Q84? It is a absolute masterpiece of a book. So yeah, it deserves S tier. Yeah. Next up is After Dark. I really like After Dark. After Dark is probably one of my personal favorite Murakami books, but thinking about it objectively, I still think it's A. I will also try to like rank them within the rankings, but I do think it's A. I think it's a low A. I will also like adjust these at the very end if I need to, but I think it's A. After Dark is like iconic for Murakami. I think a lot of people really love it, and I think it really showcases his talents and his work. Next up we have Colorless Takuru and Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage. This one I think is just fine. I remember when I first finished it, I was like pretty hype about it. Like, I think I gave it a 4-star. Like, it's a good book, but objectively, it is one of the books that I forget exists. Like, it is never in my head. When I'm like, oh my god, Haruki Murakami, I never go, oh yeah, Colorless Takuru. So I think I'd put it a C? Like a high C, like the highest C. Maybe it'll be a B. Again, I'll kind of rearrange these at the end after I think about it. But Killing Commander Dory, I personally absolutely love Killing Commander Dory. I know a lot of people didn't really seem to like it, but it would probably be in my top 5. But objectively, I'm gonna put it in B. I think maybe like a high to mid tier B. I think it's really good. I think it really showcases Murakami as an author, but I also do understand why some people don't really like it. And I definitely do feel like Killing Commander Dory was his book that like he like himself was kind of struggling with what to do with it. Because yeah, the ending of that book is really weird. Dance Sans. Another one that I'm not a huge fan of, but I know objectively is a decent book. I think, ooh, would it be, this is the first one I'm really debating if it should be a B or a C. I think I'll put it in a B. Yeah, I think I'll put it in a B. I think Dance Sans is good. It's the book that by Murakami I keep saying that I really need to reread, because it was definitely the one that when I finished it, I like really didn't understand it. I really had like no feelings towards it. I couldn't even like formulate a real review for it. And I still look back on my review and I'm just like, Kate, you don't make any sense. So yeah, I think it's fine. Maybe that would go up if I reread it. I do know it's my friend Dylan's favorite of the Murakami books, so. Kafka on the Shore. Easy A. Easy A. Kafka is iconic. Kafka is so iconic to Murakami. That book, I feel like Kafka, Norwegian Wood, Wonderland Chronicle, and 1Q84 are kind of the staples of Murakami. Even if you don't like them, they are high up on this tier, which again, Norwegian Wood should be up there. I mean, I guess Norwegian Wood should technically be before Kafka. I don't love Norwegian Wood, but I do appreciate it because it does get a lot of people into reading Murakami, and I know that that's kind of the book that most people go for when trying to get into him. I know also like a K-pop idol apparently recommended that book, and now I keep getting comments from K-pop people asking about this book, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't even like it. So yeah, for me, Norwegian Wood would be like a C. But because it is iconic, it is kind of what like makes people get into Murakami, I'm gonna give it that A spot. Wild Sheep Chase is my second favorite Murakami. I absolutely love A Wild Sheep Chase. I reread it recently and I still adored it. I think it's super weird, I think it's super fun, and I really, really love it. So I will put it at a low A. I think it could be a high B though. Again, I'll see. South of the Border, West of the Sun is again one of my personal favorites. It's like my third favorite. It's my favorite of his contemporary, but I know a lot of people don't really care for it or don't even know it exists. So I'm gonna put it in B, but I still think it's really good. But like, if we're being objective, Sputnik Sweetheart, I fucking hate Sputnik Sweetheart. It like, people always get on my ass about like not liking Norwegian Wood, and everyone's like, why did you hate Norwegian Wood? I'm like, I didn't actually hate Norwegian Wood. I thought it was perfectly fine. I give it like a 3-star. Sputnik Sweetheart is the book that I hate by him. And because of that, I can't give it higher than a C. It's just, I hate that book. Like, when people start talking about problematic and Murakami and they don't bring up Sputnik Sweetheart, I'm like, yeah? Okay. Wind and Pinball, I'm sorry, it's a D. Like, I know there's some people out there who really like Wind and Pinball, but like, I remember reading them and almost not reading the rest of Murakami. Because I had read his Magic 3, Norwegian Wood, Kafka, and Wonderland Chronicle. I read those all first, and then I was like, I want to read them in publication order. So I went back to Wind and Pinball, and I was like this close to not continuing reading him. They are his first novels, and you can tell, and they are not very good. I don't know anyone who like hardcore enjoys those books. So that's the one book that I was like, that's a D. Wonderland Chronicle is an S. Sorry. Like, Kafka, Norwegian Wood, yes. Iconic. Get a lot of people into Murakami. Get a lot of people into reading. All of that kind of stuff. But Wonderland Chronicle and 1Q84 are 100% the S tiers. They are his masterpieces, and I don't really care who disagrees with that. And then we have Hardboiled Wonderland and The End of the World. I have a very complicated relationship with that book because I genuinely think it's one of Murakami's like most complex. He really, really went hard with that book, and I kept saying for years that I was like, if I reread this book, I think it'll be a 5-star. Like, it could be a new favorite book. And then I reread it and I still gave it a 4-star. Like, it was still just not amazing to me, but I do think it's a good Murakami, and I feel like that's the one, like, if I had to write like a thesis on Murakami, I would probably go for Hardboiled Wonderland. It's not too long like Wonderland Chronicle or even Kafka or 1Q84, but it's really, really complex and you get a lot of Murakami out of it. But do I think it's as iconic as Norwegian Wood and Kafka? I'm gonna put it in B, above Killing Commendadori. I'm already considering rearranging things. Okay, again, I'm trying to do this objectively and like, again, tier ranking, not just my personal opinions. I'm trying to do this objectively. So, if we say 1Q84 and Wonderland Chronicle are S, then Norwegian Wood and Kafka should be the only A's, I think. So I'm gonna move Wild Sheep Chase and After Dark down to B, and then I'm gonna move South of the Border and, come on, and Dance 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 down, I think. I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty decent, and I think like the order of them within those ranks looks pretty decent. Like if we were talking from just me, I would put Sputnik Sweetheart in D, but I know it's better than D. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I feel like that's my rank. Yeah, we're calling S the masterpieces. Those are the books that are just, if you needed to convince someone that Murakami is like one of the best authors of our generation, those are the books you give them. If you want to just be like, hey, Murakami is a fucking amazing author and you should get into him, you'd give them A. If they already have read one from S or A and you're like, hey, you should try out another Murakami, you could give them a B. C is those ones that like you really, really have already liked this author, you really are into him, you really have enjoyed most of his books, then you go for a C book. And then if you're a really hardcore fan is when you read D. I feel like that's pretty accurate. But I mean, if we're going with that, I would put South of the Border at B. I just think South of the Border is so underrated. Like, I think South of the Border is amazing. But again, it's one of those ones I feel like no one reads or cares about. Yeah, that is my alignment chart. Or wait, what's it called? Tier ranking for Murakami. I think this looks good. I think this is good. Again, dang. Again, personal preference. Here, let me do this really quick. Personal preference. Yeah, okay. I think that would be my personal preference. Like, I think that would be my ranking of Murakami's books. And yes, I do have a video ranking Murakami books, which is ages ago. Like, I think that video is from like 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, I think that this would probably be my actual ranking. Wonderland Chronicle, 1Q84, Wild Sheep Chase, Kafka, South of the Border, West of the Sun, After Dark, Killing Commendadori, Heart of Gold, Wonderland, and the End of the World, Norwegian Wood, Colorless, Dance Dance Dance, Wind and Pinball, Sputnik Sweetheart. Dance 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 I feel like just got that low because, again, it's one of the ones I haven't reread, and it's one of the ones that I find very difficult to make myself excited to reread. So yeah, I feel like that's my list. I'm actually kind of surprised at myself with this. Like, Sputnik Sweetheart really is my least favorite, isn't it? That was just so automatic. I just dragged it and was like, there you go. That's it. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good for this video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of different video from me. Yeah, definitely, again, tell me down in the comments below what your tier ranking would be. Just be like S and then like dash and like give me your books. And then A to D. I know you guys are gonna tell me what I put wrong, so go for it. But yeah, definitely tell me down in the comments below what you guys think of my tier ranking, what your tier ranking would be, all of that kind of stuff. And anyways, I love y'all and I'll see y'all soon. Bye!